This book introduces a new student named Bertha Broom. There's a minor continuity issue here, as Bertha appears in the previous book. For the sake of the story, everyone will pretend they've never heard of her before.
Arglefont Book Review, Arglefont Book Review.
The new school year begins. Brother Bear is planning to be a quarterback and student council president. Papa is so happy to hear about this, he repeatedly ignores and interrupts Sister Bear. Papa is a jerk, and Mama gets angry over the fact that girls are second-class citizens in Bear Country. For example, the Bears set up their election system so the president is always male, and the vice president is always female. I wonder how that tradition got started. I'm writing this review in 2020, 27 years after the book was published, and Human Country has never had a female president or vice president before. Queenie McBear gets angry because the school cares more about boy sports than girls sports. The boys' football team gets cheerleaders and a full band at every game, while the girls' field hockey team gets nothing. Queenie decides to shake things up by being the first ever girl to run for president. I'm not sure Queenie is the best choice for female student body president, considering that she's one of the minor villains of the series. I don't want a president who purposely screws up people's lives because she's bored. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. An unknown student named B. Broom signs up for football tryouts. Everyone is shocked to discover B. Broom is a girl named Bertha. It's obvious she can play the game, she's in great shape, and she's the second biggest kid in school. Coach Grizzmeyer doesn't care. He yells at Bertha for wasting his time because girls don't play football. He's incredibly mean, to the point where Bertha cries and Brother Bear feels really bad for her. The entire town starts arguing over what happened. They're mostly divided along gender lines. The men are shocked that a girl thinks she can play football, while the women think she should have been given a tryout. I agree with the women. We're told Bertha is the first student in history to be denied a tryout. That is clear discrimination. As usual, Papa Bear is a hypocrite and an idiot. He looks stupid when Mama disagrees with him, the newspaper disagrees with him, and he forgets the school doesn't have a girls' football team. The Cubs are worried because their parents never fight. Is this book kidding? They argue all the time! Queenie McBear and her mother visit, with petitions. Queenie wants to do a cheerleader strike, while her mother wants to pass a law about sports teams. Papa starts arguing with them, and things only get worse when the local doctor announces Bertha is medically fit to play football. Brother is upset about hecklers ruining practices. With Mama's prompting, he realizes the best thing to do is to convince Coach to let Bertha try out. The coach and other players agree, because they're pretty sure Bertha will fail. Coach encourages the players to teach Bertha a lesson by giving her bruises. I'm pretty sure that coach should be fired for this. A huge crowd attends the tryouts. As the cover shows, Bertha does a fantastic job and beats everyone. Even Too Tall can't stop her. Coach Grizzmeyer agrees to let her join the team because he cares more about winning than anything else in the world. The election heats up. Queenie gets a boost in popularity when she takes all the credit for Bertha's success. Brother can't counter her arguments because he agrees girls should be allowed to play sports. It turns out the school has an equal number of boys and girls, so voting along gender lines isn't going to work. There's a big football game. The other team steals Bertha's equipment, which is easy to do because she's forced to use the girls' locker room all by herself. Too Tall is nice for a change, and he lets Bertha borrow his shoulder pads. Bertha leads the team to victory, and now everybody loves her, including Papa Bear. The presidential election is a tie. Brother Bear is busy with his football duties, so he graciously concedes the race to Queenie. She doesn't like how he says ladies first, but she takes the victory anyway. The end. Post-book follow-up. It's interesting to see the Berenstain Bears do a book on women's rights because the series has problems with sexism. The Bear family is very much segregated by gender. You might have noticed Brother Bear is the main character of most of the big chapter books, simply because he's male. Sister never gets her own book. She's always in a secondary role. Mama and Papa also stick to strict gender roles. Ever since 1962, Papa has been the one who makes all the decisions in the family, even though he's terrible at it. The book was not self-aware enough to address the problems that the Berenstain Bears series has with sexism. Still, it's a good book. It's definitely thought-provoking, and it looks at the issue of sexism from multiple angles. It worked to have the topic play out on the football field, in the Bear family home, and in the election. This is opposed to other books in the series, where they take a one-sided view of an issue and repeat it many times. The illustrations in this book are better than usual. There is definitely more effort put into them. I'd say that's true of the whole book. More effort than normal was put into it. And it shows. This is a good book for the series. I give the Berenstain Bears and the female fullback a 9 out of 10.